My name's Kelley Jo Burke, and I wrote the script for the musical Us.
And my name's Jeffery Straker, and I've written all the music for our new play, Us.
Well, I now know what it is like to work professionally with a hummingbird. Because Jeff is the hardest working man in Canadian music. He is on the road constantly. Constantly. And I think genuinely just loves performing and loves sharing his music. So he's just out there playing a lot. So we were very rarely in the same city. So I would write a scene and send it off to Jeff and say, what do you think? And I think maybe we need a tune here, what do you think? And he's amazing. Like, it would be like a 24-hour turnaround. It was freakish. He would go, something like, I think it's something like this. I think it's like that, and then he'd send it off and I go, yes, maybe a slightly different tempo, what do you think? And he'd go, oh, that? Like 20 minutes later. And I go, yes! And we worked back and forth with him, me sending him pages and him sending me song demo, and built, a 2-act show that way.
And it's interesting because we rarely were in the same room ever doing this, and technology was our enabler, absolutely. We both have a lot of things going on, and so, but it enabled this thing to keep going. And I do remember specifically the one song that I actually wrote in the Maple Leaf Lounge in the airport, because you sent a scene and I was like, well, I've got about 20 minutes, and I opened up this scene and I was like, oh my god, and I had this idea, so I was humming into GarageBand on my computer, but it worked, and we did go back and forth like this, and it was a real challenge because as a music writer, for the first time for me, like I'm not writing from my experience, I'm writing from the experience of the characters that exist only in her head, and it's a crazy place in there. So I had to dig in there and be like, well, what would your character think of this? How would your character express this? Because I didn't know all the backgrounds to the characters, and I think honestly, neither did you really. You knew way more than I did, but
it's a process.
This process helped us both dig deeper and deeper and deeper into these characters, which enabled stronger and stronger songs, and I think helped the story evolve too. Like there were iterations for sure, even over the distance. It was quite fascinating.
There's a big number at the end of the first act called Somewhere that Jeff wrote. He wrote this song and then he sent it to me and he said, this one makes me cry. I think this is a big number. I think this is where we plant it someplace. And I listened to it, and not only did I know exactly where it should go in the play, but I also had a whole insight into the character that I hadn't had before because of what Jeff was bringing to writing the songs for that character. So it really became symbiotic. It really became a co-creation, and that was incredibly satisfying.
It really was funny, and it was neat. Frustrating and hard to get feedback from Kelley Jo sometimes being like, actually that isn't quite how the character would be, and I'd be like, oh, darn, missed that one. And it didn't actually happen a lot, but because of the feedback and the back and forth and the willingness to tell each other, here's what I think about this works, this doesn't, I really think that enabled coming up with a really strong end product. Like it was we're really proud of this.